I had 2 slots left. I said, Revolt might want to work with you, but it ain't going to be till next year. But if you want the opportunity you gave me, I'll give to you. When I don't need to get off Epic Records, you gave me a chance to do music and you executive producer albums. I said, let me give you the same opportunity and let me executive produce your TV shows. You ain't got to wait till next year. And you was going to give Revolt all your content for free. That's how bad he wanted it. And I say, yo, I'll even pay you. Shout out to Big Fendi. That was the middleman for that. So I said, tell Dame this before I put it on Instagram. And Fendi was like, yo, the beginning of the conversation was cool. He was like, I bet. He said, but before I hang up, he's like, nah, fuck that. Nigga ain't producing my shows. He can't do that. No, he can't do that. It's ego. You was ready to do it for free. And because you want me to, I can't, because I want to executive produce the shows, fuck that.
Ego and business. 2 things that can build empires or destroy them overnight. And when it comes to Cam'ron and Dame Dash, this latest story shows just how fine that line can be. Cam'ron finally spoke about what really happened with that multi-million-dollar Revolt deal that never came together. And from the way he tells it, it wasn't just about money or power. It was about pride. Cam said Revolt actually reached out to him first, asking if he'd be cool with them working with Dame Dash. And instead of blocking it or making it weird, Cam said he wanted to help. He even offered to executive produce Dame's show himself to speed up the process and make sure it got done right. Cam said he wasn't trying to take over or outshine anybody. He was more about returning the love because Dame once gave him a shot early on in his career. But that's when things reportedly took a turn. According to Cam, Dame was all for it at first, until Cam said he wanted to help produce it. Suddenly, everything changed. Cam said Dame went from being cool with the idea to saying, nah, he cannot produce my shows. That's when Cam broke it down plain and simple. You was ready to do all this for free, but now that I'm offering to pay you, it's a problem. And that line says it all. Now, Cam didn't come off bitter or disrespectful. He sounded like he was honestly disappointed that ego and pride got in the way of a solid opportunity. Because in business, especially when friends and money mix, emotions can blur the vision real quick. Now I'm about to play this clip for y'all. But before I do, I just need y'all to like, leave y'all thoughts down below in the comment section, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Obviously, Jay-Z didn't approve it.
But how can he call you out on that and then come up here and say he the chairman of Revolt and nobody even told him
crazy.
that he was the chairman of He just made that up.
I'm just so glad he didn't take Cam's show off. That's how I was
mad.
mad.
Revolt had to be crazy after that because they probably trying to figure out what's going on.
So this is what happened actually. When all this shit was going on, and this is dead serious too, before it happened, Revolt hit me and was like, do you mind if we work with Dame? And I'm like, because all the shit was going on. And I'm like, I don't really care. Like, there's like, it wouldn't be till 2026 because, programming wise, the slots are filled. So I have 2 shows that I could put out starting this month that I want to put out. When Daniel called me, I said, yo, no, not Daniel, I put it on Instagram. I told Daniel about it, but I put it on Instagram. I had 2 slots left. I said, Revolt might want to work with you, but it ain't going to be till next year. But if you want the opportunity you gave me, I'll give to you. When I don't need to get off Epic Records, you gave me a chance to do music and you executive producer albums. I said, let me give you the same opportunity and let me executive produce your TV shows. You ain't got to wait till next year. And you was going to give Revolt all your content for free. That's how bad he wanted it. And I say, yo, I'll even pay you. Shout out to Big Fendi. That was the middleman for that. So I said, tell Dame this before I put it on Instagram. And Fendi was like, yo, the beginning of the conversation was cool. He was like, I bet. He said, but before I hang up, he's like, nah, fuck that. Nigga ain't producing my shows. He can't do that. No, he can't do that. It's ego. You was ready to do it for free. And because you want me to, I can't, because I want to executive produce the shows, fuck that. I don't get it. You're going to do it for free. Now you can do it, and I can executive produce it and give you a check. It's just, it was ego. So then that's when he went on to announce he was the chairman. And I never seen a nigga force his way to try and be somewhere where niggas don't want him in my life. The shit was wild.
Yo, Paid in Full.
Yeah.
Right. What stage of production or development is it in right now? The series.
Right now, 50's still trying to finish up some stuff in Shreveport because I believe he wants to do a lot of stuff in Shreveport. But it's probably not going to even be to the point to where we do casting, maybe not till April or May or something like that. I think he wanted to just make the announcement, get the buzz going, because he's shooting like 3 TV shows, 1,800 movies. That nigga works, and he does shows in between. But if I had to guess a timeline, I would say probably April or May for casting. But I think it's some loose ends he want to get tighter in Shreveport.
Okay,
Why did you do more?
Hold up, because I want to audition. Don't do me like Omar, nigga. Like I really want to audition.
You gotta be careful, Cam.
I know,
Cam will send you a deposit, but
I don't got time, yo. For real.
Nah. I mean, when it's time, I'll definitely let you know. But
Ego will always be one of the reasons multi-million-dollar opportunities turn into missed moments. It's not about who's right or wrong. It's about how pride can make people forget the bigger picture. What Cameron said in that clip really showed that. He wasn't trying to air anybody out. He was just pointing out how small disagreements can block big blessings, especially in business where timing and relationships can mean everything. The crazy part is, both Cam and Dame are legends in their own right. They've both proven they can make things happen without each other. But hearing Cam explain that Revolt situation, it felt less like drama and more like frustration with how unnecessary it all became. When ego steps in, the logic walks out. And when logic walks out, money usually follows it right out the door. What stood out to me the most was how Cam handled it. He didn't bash Dame or try to tear him down. He actually reminded everybody that Dame gave him a shot early on. And that's respect, and that's maturity. You can tell Cam's at the point in his life where he wants to keep the business clean, make money, and leave the past where it's at. And honestly, that's what makes this story worth talking about. Because it's not just about 2 hip-hop legends having creative differences. It's a lesson in what happens when communication breaks down in any business relationship. Cam was trying to bring something full circle. He offered to executive produce Dame shows, helped him get back in the mix, and even pay him. That's not ego, that's business. But once emotions get involved, things can flip fast. We see this happen everywhere. In music, sports, entertainment, even regular jobs. 2 strong personalities both want control. And instead of finding a middle ground, both sides lose. It's human nature. That's why emotional intelligence and humility are just as valuable as talent and money. The people who last in this game are the ones who can separate business from feelings. At the end of the day, Dame Dash is on fire right now, and he got the whole internet buzzing. I honestly believe he can make Revolt and himself millions of dollars if executed the right way. That's why it's so disappointing to see such a major opportunity fall through. Hopefully Dame lands another shot with a new company, but he'll need to play smart and avoid rubbing people the wrong way. Now I want to hear from y'all. Do you think that Dame Dash is getting in his own way when it comes to business? Or do you think he's just getting hated on? Let me know y'all thoughts on this down below in the comment section. And make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.